Hello and welcome to the It's Raining Grass podcast, episode 18. My name is Freyna. You can find me on Ravelry and Instagram under SF Chick. Today is Wednesday, February 17th, 2016. It's about 3:30 in the afternoon, and I apologize that I have not talked to you for a while. I had to watch my last podcast because I couldn't find my notes and decide what I was going to talk to you about today. So a lot of about 4 of the projects that I had in the list that I showed you are complete, and some are still being done, but I have 4 finished objects, but only 2 for you to see, because I've been wearing my socks like crazy. It has been below freezing, and every day that I go and I get a new pair of socks and I wear them all day around my apartment, and they keep my feet nice and toasty. And it's like, oh, I need more socks. And this past week was Valentine's Day, this past Sunday. So we went to a marionette show in Lancaster at the Marionette Theater. I think it's on Water Street or River Street, or it has something to do with water. Put it that way. And the play was about Sleeping Beauty, and I'm like, oh, we're gonna go watch Pinocchio. Well, I was wrong. And my mother-in-law's like, she's like, I didn't think that I told you. When I looked at the tickets, it says Sleeping Beauty. So I like Sleeping Beauty. Aurora and Briar Rose is the same person, and I don't have anything wrong with those stories. It was very cute. The the boys sat down. You know, they have a row. They have 2 rows in the front for the kids. So my son and his older cousin sat together, and my younger nephew sat in the back with the 4 of us. My sister-in-law was unable to go. Something came up at her business, and she had to take care of it, and she found somebody to take the boys. So, yeah, it was good. So we had our family friend Travis, who is now my son's pediatrician, come along with us, and he took Tucker and Camden, and we had Kellen in the car, and Kellen was upset that, oh, I want to ride with the boys, and I told him that he could sit with the boys when we got to the theater. So that was nice, and afterwards we went to dinner or lunch. It was in a lunch dinner time. So we went to Golden Crest, which is here in Red Lion. It's right up the street from me. They have really good pizza. And when I moved here in 2010, my sister-in-law's like, you got to try their broccoli calzone. So I was hooked ever since. So we got a broccoli calzone, and we got pizza, and we had a good time. And then I went to my in-laws for a few hours because I didn't get to see my son I didn't get to spend much time with him last week because it was so bitter cold, and but my in-law, I had to take the bus out to my in-laws, and I wasn't standing outside in below freezing weather to take the bus, and they would they understood. And so let's get into my finished objects. So I had to watch the last podcast to remind myself what I was working on. And sorry, my cat is staring at me. And if you saw her in the last podcast, if you watched that, thank you very much for coming back. So this is a cow. This is a cow that I was working on. It's Honolulu Pink in the Hometown USA. Yarn from Lion Brand. It's a Net 3 Pearl 2 cow. I finished this. I forget when I finished it. I finished it. I will probably put this in the craft show at the end of the year. I have another cow that I finished that I'm going to put in the craft show at the end of the year. But I'm always knitting, and then I decide, well, this is going to do this, and this is going to do this. And my second FO is my neon flower socks. I was before the heel flap on the last podcast, so I did the heel flap and gusset, and then I realized that to get to 8 inches, I only need to knit about 25 rows, and then I can get to my toe decreases. And my mother and I wear the same size shoe, so I just take the recipe I knit for me, and I knit for her. But I love how this turned out. And I actually bought 2 skeins from Weps when I first saw this, because I thought they came in 50 gram skeins, and then I realized they came in 100. So these are for my mom, and I'm going to put them away for Christmas. She's not going to get them till Christmas. And then the third FO was my silver socks in the letter colorway from Destinations Yarn in Ohio. I did the vanilla latte socks. I realized that I do not like to do pattern socks because I just prefer to knit. I just prefer to knit straight, knit or purl. I don't want to have to count, like, okay, I got to do X number of knits, and then I got to do X number of purls. That's daunting, and that slows me down, and I'm a fast, I would call myself a fast knitter. But anyway, I finished those, and then I finished my irreversible socks that I was working on, the turquoise and lime colorway. I loved how they turned out. I did a 3x1 rib, and then 32 rows, and then I just did my basic vanilla sock pattern, and so I was glad to have those done. And the next, and then I was working on that dewdrop shawl for my mother, and I think that I completed it that day because I wasn't going anywhere, and I just figured that I was going to just finish it, and I did, and I sent it off to her, and her friend loved it, but her friend liked the other one more. So I have another one that I'm making, and it's going to be out of this colorway because I found the leftover yarn. It's called Borealis in the Red Heart Midnight colorway. And it's blues and it's blacks and it's greens and it has gold flecks in it. So I need to roll this up and cast that on, but I'm not going to cast it on until I get more yarn. And my mother told me that she would buy more yarn for me to do that. So anyway, I knit when we were on our way to the Marionette show in Lancaster. It's about an hour away from Red Lion is where I live, and we went to so I had my row counter on my phone, and Kel in the back of the seat is like, "Oh, Mom's knitting. Mom's knitting. So why don't we get into my works in progress? So the first thing that I'm working on is the second sock for my mother-in-law. And I did this. And this is a vanilla sock pattern that I'm doing for her. And this is on size 1.5 needles. Let's get this untangled. I completed the heel turn, the heel flap, and the heel turn today. Well, I really didn't complete it, but I usually break it down 10 rows a day, so I did that, and then when I completed the heel flap, I did the heel turn. This is out of Plymouth Happy Feet in the color number 40. It looks green on the screen. It's purples and grays and blacks. And so these are on size 1.5 needles, and I'm used to working with 3s. So whenever I work with something smaller than a 3, I feel like the needle is going to break. But I digress, and soon it'll be back on a 9-inch circular needle, which is by Chiagu. Red lace Chiagu needles, and I will probably pick up the gusset tomorrow while I'm watching TV or something. But the next ones that I'm working on are in my Airlane bags. I interlock them together. So because I'm in the same spot on 2 different socks. So I was falling off my chair for a minute. So in my red Airlane bag, I have my Turtle Pearl yarn in the colorway. And the last time that you saw it, I made quite the progress because I was still on the leg. So I did a heel flap and a turn and a gusset, and I completed the gusset. And like I said, I realized that with my feet I only need to do 25 rows for the foot. Then I can go to the gusset decreases. So I did that, and then this one is for Silly Fruit from the Sassy Pants Knitter Podcast is having a Knit Yo Balls knit along all year. So this month is pink and purple and red for Valentine's Day. So this is Plymouth Neon Now in pink. So it goes from pink to purple, back to pink, and last night I completed the gusset. So I need to do the foot and then the toe decreases, and then I can cast on the second one. I don't know if they'll be done by March, but I'm already thinking. My brain seems to go like a mile a minute when I am knitting. So I'm already thinking into next month, because next month I have a pair of Rose City rollers that I started that are green that I'm going to work on for the next month's Knit Yo Balls knit along. So the next one that I'm working on, I got a message from my sister-in-law probably about a month ago. She loves the cowl that I made her. She wants me to make her another one out of a gray color. So I went on to Michaels.com because she likes the Charisma yarn because it's bulky and it's soft. And she asked me to make her a dark gray. So I went on Michaels.com. I couldn't find dark gray in the color. So I found this charcoal gray for her. And I'm going to make her a cowl. I'm going to make her the same cowl that I made for her before, but she wants a different hat. So I'm wearing my bubble hat right now from Tin Can Knits. I haven't knit hats in a while because I've just been on a sock kick, and so I'm going to take pictures of the different hats that I have and send them to her and tell her and have her tell me which one that she likes that I can make the gray her hat out of. So anyway, and then this makes me want to like knit with bulky yarn. All this bitter cold weather makes me want to knit with bulky yarn. So this right here I got last summer at Green Planet Yarn in San Jose, California. It's Blue Sky Alpaca in the Atlantis colorway. It's like a teal. I think I'm going to make a cowl out of it. I have a second skein on its way to me, but I'm going to make a cowl, and then I think that I'm probably, and then it will go with this. I think it'll go with the hat very nicely that I'm wearing. But anyway, those are future projects, and my cat is still staring at me because I'm talking to you. And I promise not to be so have a long pause between this one and the next one. I've just been very busy and trying to keep warm, but I will say that you have a good week, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.